Okay, state of play for the Champions League. We've got one game left to go, and realistically, we're probably already there through to the next proper round. That means skipping the playoffs. But really, to cement that, we need at least one more point, and we have the opportunity of getting that today against Lyon. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 11 of Club 4 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we've got games against Lyon in the Champions League and also against Bournemouth in the Premier League. And if you're excited to see how we get on in both of those games, do not forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this face right here. Since you will ask with us, we're still doing very, very well. So, schedule-wise, I actually forget where we last were. I think it was around the Inter game. I think we played games around here. PSV and Inter, ring a bell. So, since then, we did lose another Premier League game. Newcastle United beating us, which was a bit of a shock. We have lost another game since then, but not in the Premier League. So, you can see we scraped through against CFR Cluj. Apologies about the pronunciation there, anyone who is a Cluj fan. Leeds United, we battered 5-1, battered West Ham 3-0 in the EFL Cup quarter-final. Scraped through against Bournemouth the last time we played them. Liverpool, we managed to get a draw against, beat Swansea 3-1. Scraped past Fulham 1-0. Bit of a rocky period, but we were still picking up results. Drawn against Spurs. That was disappointing. 2-0 against Arsenal. Very disappointing. 4-0 against Woking. Good times. Good sipping them on to getting a hat-trick there. We then beat Arsenal 1-0 in the second leg of the EFL Cup semi-final. But we couldn't overturn the 2-0 deficit from the first leg. So we got knocked out at the semi-final stage. Nothing wrong with the semi-final. Happy days. And then last game against Man City, we were winning. And then late on, we did concede a late goal. But we didn't lose against Man City. That's the important thing. So today, we have our last Champions League game of the group stage against Lyon, and we have Bournemouth in the Premier League. In terms of transfers, so annoyed. So we were looking to sign a defender. I can't remember his name. Bear with me. I'm going to have a quick look for him. It was this guy, Joffre Matos. Pre-contract agreement. We had it agreed. We had it more or less signed. And then Arsenal, I kind of got in the way there. Then Arsenal got in the way and they signed him. So as well as knocking me out of the EFL Cup, Arsenal went and signed this guy on a free. He's 3.5-star current ability. Okay, 4-star potentially showing up there. He showed up at the time as being 4.5 to 5-star potential. But still, I'd take that. I'd be delighted with that. He'd have been great. Relatively quick, he's 6'1", he's decent in the air, his passing's okay, it's not terrible. Okay, his composure's not great, but he's still got some great stats. All of this at 20 years old with 19 caps. He would have been perfect as another member of our defence. Not to be. That's the only transfer business we were doing because we have literally no money. We've got enough money if someone actually wants to renew a contract, and that's about it. Although we could make £1.53 million. You know what? Why not? Let's put that in just so we've got a bit more money should we need it. But that's what the finances look like. I mean, apparently we're okay. I don't know if I agree with that. I think we're the opposite of okay, looking at what we've got. But we've got money in the wage budget. That's all that matters. So, all is going well apart from Carabao Cup. But let's get into the game against Lyon and let's see how we do. And this is the 11 that we're hopefully going to be using to get 3 points. It is Dimitri in goal, James, Albergi, Bayrak and Facena in defence, Blaric, Mountain, Tapia in the middle with Mackie supporting Skinner and Ratcliffe up front. Couple of things about the squad. Injuries have happened, suspensions has happened. So Edmundson is suspended and injured. So the suspension actually has ended up not mattering. But he's been out for a while. So Reece James, I feel so sorry for. We've not been able to rest him. He has got to be shattered. We're resting him as much as we can. His match load is ridiculously heavy. 4 matches in 14 days is utterly insane. But he's carrying on like an absolute trooper. Hector Febre's had a recent injury as well. There's other players as well. Well, no, we don't care about Lewis Murray. A few of the players have had knocks here and there as well. I mean, Harold has only just come back. He's really not set the world on fire this season. But he's been okay. I mean, 7.12 average. That ain't bad, actually. He's been consistent. He's got a few assists. I'll take it. He's growing a little bit as well. I still think he's got something else to give. But Boa has been poor recently. Hishek hasn't really lived up to expectations. I've tried him in the midfield role. It didn't really work as well as I was hoping it would. So, Derica as well. He's having that similar point that he had last season where he slumped a little bit. So, he's out of the team today. It's the two big, meaty lads. One at 6'5" and the other at 6'5". We need to have a chat to you about your development because that didn't look very good. Boom. Have that. Your training's shocking as well. Let's get to the game and let's just see whether we can get the 3 points. Fingers crossed we can. But yeah, so it's been going well. England-wise, we have had some other games that have been announced. I will show you those at some point soon. Hopefully, I will remember during this episode. One thing I do want to talk about a little bit, because I haven't mentioned it on the channel yet. I hopefully will be releasing a video about it soon. I'm going to use the age-old trick of not talking about the game in the hope that the game just sorts itself out. Is FM24. I am going to be releasing a video talking about what I am going to be doing. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I will have released a video talking about it. My intention is to do, at least of the time of recording, and future Stu will edit something in if I change my mind. But I'm looking at doing an Aston Villa career mode to start off with, because looking at Aston Villa's team this season, I think that is a team built for a beta save, in my opinion. Like the amount of quality they have, not just because I'm a Villa fan, but the amount of quality that they have is utterly insane. And I think the game is going to be, within 2 to 3 seasons, win Villa some form of trophy. We just got a penalty, by the way. It's working. Don't talk about the game, and it works. Win Villa some form of trophy, ideally some form of European trophy. I'm not talking Champions League in 2 to 3 seasons. That would be ridiculous. Conference League, Europa League. If West Ham can win a Conference League, so can Aston Villa. That's my theory. So we're going to do that, and fingers crossed we get a good run in that save. Mason Mount scores a goal. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. Fantastic. So that's my plan for the beta save. We're obviously going to do another save like this next year. We're going to continue doing rebuilds. I haven't done as many rebuilds this year as I wanted to, but I feel like I'm getting into the pattern now of what I want to be doing in terms of making videos. So hopefully we can do that. I might even looking at upping the content on the channel. So at the moment we're 2 videos a week. I'm going to try and expand that to 3 now, whether it's 2 videos of this type of save, like whatever the main save on the channel is, and then another video of some description in the week as well, be it a rebuild, be it possibly Twitch stream highlights. I am debating going back to Twitch. Well, no, I'm not debating it. I am going to go back to Twitch. It's just I think I'm in a position now where I'm comfortable enough to try it. It's just whether the internet in this house, quite frankly, is good enough. I'm talking about something that's not this game, and Lyon were on the attack. Can we sort that out, please, boys? Thank you, Albergi. Right, let's talk about the game for a bit. Skinner, looking for options, driving forward. We are 1-0 ahead, by the way. We didn't really analyse that goal. But Nathan Mackey's there. He's gone and chipped the goalkeeper. That's got to be offside, surely. Nothing from the linesman, but that had to be offside. That looks so offside. That's got to be offside. Yeah, I was going to say. I'd have been stunned. I'd have been happy. I'd have been stunned if that was given. Let's look at this. So Skinner with the ball in the middle here. Goes back to Tapia. Tapia chips it. Do you know what? That looks way more offside than that. Way more offside than that. So fair play. We'll give the game that. It created some dramatic tension where I didn't think there was any. But it wasn't given. Right, not happy with your performance. The defence not doing the best. I will say our defence has been shaky this season. Disappoints me a little bit. I think Balaric, I think his position as a halfback, we need to have a look at that and see whether maybe there's a better position. It's a shame because I have had good success with halfbacks in the past. So maybe, just maybe, we look at him and maybe we change him either to a defensive midfielder on defend, ball-winning midfielder on defend. I'm not using him as an anchor because, quite frankly, I've tried it once. It didn't work very well. But defensively has been where we've let ourselves down this season. Having said that, we still have the best defence in the league. Just we concede some sloppy goals. It's more our concentration than anything. Mount into Skinner. Skinner loses the ball. They clear it out, but only as far as Facena. Facena now, who's not had the best game. He's on the ball here. Going to try and cross it in. He does. Ratcliffe is there. What a save that is by Pizzari. Pizzari or Plizzari? Plizzari, sorry. What a save that is from him. I don't know if he's real. I don't know if he's a new gen. Answer that question. He's real. Good save. Plizzari. No Italian caps though. That's quite sad at 32. Bayrak's having a shocking game, so he's coming off. I think he's getting a fine because that is absolutely obscene that he's on the 6.3 in a game like this. Obscene, I tells you. Right, Skinner's not having a good game either, so Pinamonti can come on. Let's make those changes now. Let's just see whether we can get another goal. Again, a draw is enough, but I want to win by more than 1 goal, if I'm honest. Right, crossing. Any of our players. Dorica was all the way back there. Really confusing to me. Right, Mount went for the goal, and Ratcliffe goes and heads the ball into the back of the net. Is it been given? I think it has been given. I thought the way the camera moved, it might have been disallowed. That has got to be it. I think, is that his second goal? No, Mason Mount scored the penalty, Stu. Remember that. But that has probably sealed it at this point. They've gone ultra defensive. Confirmed we are going to be top of the table. Even if we're not, I don't think we can be caught by anyone here. No one outside of this period can get to 18 points. So we are now safe, I think. So let's have a look and rest a couple of players. I am going to rest Reece James. I'm going to bring on bring Declan Rice on. I was going to bring Antonio Silva on, but Declan Rice can come on in defence. Costa Rica can go to the right back. He can cover there. I would have taken Blaric off, but considering we've just done that, we really can't. Tapia's having a decent game. Mackie really isn't having that great a game. So I think I will bring on Hishek in the hope that he can perform in that role a little bit better. Tapia's going to come off as well for Francois Heralt, and that is going to be all of the changes. Heralt, I would like to have a bit more of an impact on the latter part of this game, but I'm not expecting him to. He's not got much time to do that. But we'll make those changes just to hopefully see the game out. 2 goals will be enough for me. Lyon are a decent French team, but they do have possession at the kickoff. Benteke now, out wide to Sarui. Asugo to Benteke. I'm trying to pronounce all of their names. It's a challenge. Right, man to Blaric. I keep going between Blaric and Blaric. I'm going to say it's Blaric until I next say it's Blaric. Right, Ratcliffe's there again, trying to bundle it in the back of that. I'm surprised it doesn't get given as a free kick. I thought there might have been an offside there. There obviously wasn't. We do go into added time now, and that is the game, just as we thought it would be. We're through, and that is the most important thing. And we didn't look bad. They didn't have a lot of chances. We did restrict them. We didn't batter them. Look at Man City. That is utterly ridiculous. Good to see Kuchiyama getting a goal, though. Very nice indeed. And Tezgel, English striker, doing well for Paris Saint-Germain. This is not England. This is Chelsea. So, happy days with that. We should, I think, get confirmed now as topping the group. Well, no, we might not top the group. United, to be fair, any of these guys could overtake us depending on their goals scored. But the important thing is, even if 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, they could overtake. To be fair, they could overtake us, actually. I've kind of missed that. So any of the guys on 13 points in 6 games could, in theory, overtake us. However, there won't be enough of those teams to push us out. So we're guaranteed playoffs. I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed to not be in this section here, but we will need for the last couple of games to be played in the group to get that confirmed. Right, for us, the next game is in 4 days against Bournemouth. They are coming thick and fast at the moment, and I do not like it. So let's see whether we can, first of all, confirm that we go past the playoffs into the next proper round of the Champions League. Let's get to that Bournemouth game and hopefully bag another 3 points. A bit of confirmation now. We are through to the round of 16. No playoff places for us. Victories against Athletic Bilbao, Rennes, PSV Eindhoven, Cluj, who again I've probably got completely wrong. But those guys really have absolutely battered us through that round. We've done very, very well. If we look specifically at the round of 16, is there a way for us to look at our individual fixtures properly? Let's just look at the schedule, shall we? Champions League wise, let's have a quick double check. So, Champions League, drew against Dortmund, destroyed Bilbao, beat Rennes. We then went through and we did draw against Juventus, beat PSV, drew against Inter, Cluj we did beat as well, and then the final one we all know about against Lyon. So we've done very, very well, and then we don't actually have the fixtures yet to know when they're coming. But it's good to know that we have qualified. We don't need to worry about playoffs, which hopefully in this period give us a little bit of a break. We've got 5 games, including the FA Cup in February. Hopefully we can use that as a bit of a break, because the squad needs it, quite frankly. So, yeah, on to Bournemouth. 3, 2, 1. Time for the game against Bournemouth, and here is the 11 we are going to be using to hopefully get 3 more points. It is Dimitri in goal, James, because we've got no other right backs, Durica, Albergi and Boa in defence, with Balaric, Mount and Tapia supporting Mackie at the tip of the diamond of the midfield, with Skinner and Ratcliffe up front. Injury news, nothing more to report. Edmundsson's out, Febre's fit, but he's got a cold. I've got to go to work when I've got a cold. That's all I'm putting out there. Right, let's get into the game and let's see whether we can get 3 points. We are at home, so I'm really hoping that we can just smash them. We probably won't now I've said that. I've probably jinxed it. Let's see what happens, though. I think we've got a good enough team to just go out and smash them. We know we've got a good team. And the thing is, as well, we've got a decent bench, but there is a quality difference. And really, there's some players like Tapia is starting. Heralt came in looks $1,000,000, and he's not really displaced Tapia. Tapia at the moment's ahead of him. But Tapia also might be the player to go into Mason Mount's position. Why are we looking at that stuff? He might go to Mason Mount's position when Mount retires or leaves the club, whichever comes first. Because again, hasn't signed a new contract. He's leaving at the end of the season. No interest in him or James at the moment, by the way. No one's made any offers for them for pre-contracts, which is quite interesting. Which leads me to believe that one of, if not both of them, might be considering retirement. I'd be quite sad, but also it'd be quite nice that they didn't leave us for anyone. But we'll see what happens. We'll see whether that is the case. Mount with a lovely ball over to Nathan Mackie. Nathan Mackie unselfishly puts it to Skinner, who puts it wide. Oh, Alan Skinner. He's improved so much this season. He's such a good striker. But he should be burying that. And that was great work from both Mount and Mackie to get Skinner in that position. And then Alan Skinner goes and scores a header, which he's not necessarily the best at. Utter nonsense. But it's Mason Mount with the assist. We score, we go ahead. That's all I really care about. But my goodness, this should have been 2. Because we should have scored moments ago. But it's a lovely corner in. And Skinner, who really shouldn't be the player there, just heads it in, makes it 1-0. That will do for me. Nice start. Mount is very good at those corners. And when he delivers them properly, my word, there is no stopping someone getting on the end of it. And it's just down to them to put it in. Normally one of the centre-backs. Not normally Alan Skinner. Right, Reece James with the cross in, looking for Skinner. And Skinner is all about the headers today. His 30th goal of the season in January. He's a man on a mission. That early miss has riled him up. And he's like, I'm just going to make life difficult for myself. I'm going to drop deep. I'm going to do the Harry Kane job. And I'm going to go and score with another header. 2 headers. Can we get a hat-trick of headers in the game for Alan Skinner? I'd like to see that. Yeah, to be honest with you. I had a game before I started recording. It was one of the Arsenal games. Ratcliffe, from one of the furthermost corners of the penalty area, tried an overhead kick. It went nowhere near the goal, but I kind of wish I recorded it. It was insane, and he skied it, and we ended up, I think it was the game we lost. So I was a bit cross that he tried it, if I'm honest, but God loves a try. Interestingly, Skinner's been assisted by both of the boys out of contract at the end of the season. A knackered Reece James and an ageing Mason Mount. It's nice to see those guys putting in those performances. Derica and Albergi not having good games, by the way. Really not having good games at all. But I don't know if that's just because they're not doing a lot. So we're going to tell them that we're happy. We're going to tell these two they really need to step it up. Apparently Albergi's disheartened. Suck it up, Buttercup. Deal with it. No one else is disheartened. And then we'll leave everyone else to just carry on as they are. More of the same, please. I'd like a third. Can I have another? But those defenders not having good games. Right, Mouse crosses it in. Albergi's there this time. I mean, it looked like Albergi headed it to Romero there. He didn't, I know. Balaric going for the worldie, and that would have been goal of the season. Let's be clear about that right now. That would have been goal of the season. And Balaric would have got a good rating as a result of it. At the moment, stuck between a 6.5, 6.6. Another corner for Mason Mount. Albergi's there again. But Manessa Bourne, one of the England goalkeepers, making the save. We've just left that for Dimitri there, which I actually quite like. Right, James now. Building out from the back to Balaric. Out to Boa. Boa now looking for options. Of course, no winger in front of him, so he's got to make it happen himself. Goes back to Albergi. Continues the run to Pia now. Chipping it forward. Looking for Ratcliffe. Can't find him. But Mount finds Skinner. Skinner going for the hat-trick, but didn't score because he didn't use his head. Sure. I think it's about substitute o'clock after that really, really bad piece of analysis. I think centre-back has got to be one we move on. Derica having a shocker. I'll bring Bayrak on. I mean, I don't really want to start Bayrak at the moment because he's having poor games left, right and centre. But I will bring him on. Declan Rice can come on as well. And Jeremy Albergi, again, not having a good game. We will leave him there. We don't have another centre-back on the bench. I could move Declan Rice into defence and Tapia can go into the half-back role. I am thinking long-term that half-back role is going to change to a ball winner. Or a defensive midfielder on defence. One or t'other, I don't know which. Carl Ratcliffe's not had the best of games today, so I am going to bring Hishak. Now, do you know what? Thank God Abaje is going to come on. I've not used him at all on his loan from Southampton, but he's good enough to play a part in this team. Let's give him the opportunity to. Let's see whether he can do some business. Right. Not long left, not long left at all. Bournemouth have had a couple of chances, but we are still winning. I would like us to get another goal. Mackie with a really poor pass there. Mackie not having a great game. He's done okay today. 6.9 is not a bad rating at all. Right, Mika Marmol running forward. Larice James, I tell you what, for a knackered 30-something-year-old, he's doing really well. Mackie into Skinner, into Abaje. And thank God Abaje might have just scored his first goal for Chelsea. After not using him at all, and for him to get injuries as well, he's got his first goal for Chelsea. And I feel really sad because I really wanted this guy to develop at Southampton, and I've aided his lack of development here. But Skinner, I mean, he could run on there, but he's unselfish, gets it into Abaje, and thank God makes it 3. Thank God for that. Bad. Very bad joke. Very, very bad joke. Right, we've got 2 changes left. We are at the last substitution point that I like to use. Harris can come on, as can Herald. So I was going to bring Herald on a little bit earlier, but I forgot. So let's go and put those 2 on in the midfield. A bit more energy in there. Let's see the game out, boys. Let's just see things over the line. I'd like a Skinner hat-trick. I'm open to the idea we're not going to get one. Thank God Abaje getting a goal makes me happy enough not to have one because Alan Skinner got the assist as well. 3-0. Job done. That was a very, very good result, and we got a clean sheet for Dimitri. Good times indeed. And with a game in hand still, that puts us back top of the table by 2 points. Now, we bottled the league last season. I would like to think the fact that we're still doing well bodes well that we maybe won't bottle it quite as badly. Now, Skinner is having a bit of a fitness concern, but there was a great tweet on that last page. I've seen Skinner had better games. That's how ridiculous he is. I would agree with that, actually. Skinner currently leading the goal charts with 22 goals from Erling Haaland and Rafael Capitão, who inexplicably is an English striker. Araujo is next. Carl Ratcliffe is next after that. Orlando all the way down here from Southampton, all the way down on 9, along with Shoulder Up. And Jay Leathan as well. They're all on the same amount of goals. Orlando, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, look at that season he had for us. £96 million. Not the best half of a season, but he did okay. 28 in 32 with 6 assists. Last season he was trash. This season he's not much better. I would like to think we've got at least one more move in this save. And I'd like to bring him with me. And I like Alan Skinner, but then I like Carl Ratcliffe. It's dangerous thinking like that. Right, well, we've done very well there. 2 wins from 2. That'll do from me. Right, next time we'll be back, it will be for the Champions League. I think we'll do what we've done before. We'll play the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. And then we'll pair it up with a League or FA Cup game. I think that sounds like the best thing to do. Quite like us to win the league this season with Chelsea, so maybe we'll focus on the league a bit more. But that is going to do it for today's video. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free to do so, and you'll make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.